Hello Taurus friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my February 2020 horoscope report for you. I'm very excited to report that this month has way more sweet aspects than salty ones, just a few little mischievous aspects. We may have some carryover from the drama and possibly trauma of those eclipses. I hope that the eclipses brought amazing things for you in general. They were in good aspect to your sign, so I'm hoping that that meant that the things that came for you are just amazing. But there's always that possibility of life-changing things to occur, and it does the eclipse times tend to carry quite a bit of tension, anxiety, and some stress, even for the positive changes. Because, change is change, and sometimes even positive ones can be stressful. So this month is like more of a chill, relaxed time where you can reflect upon what's happened and take stock about the options of moving forward. If you need to pull anything through, like a launch, a big decision, contract signing, anything important, buying a device, buying a car, making a large purchase of any other kind, this first week of February has amazing aspects, and we're not entrenched in the retrograde energies that will get stronger and stronger as we get into February. Mercury goes retrograde February 16th, and every day we get closer to that time, the retrograde energies take over. Doesn't mean you can't do anything, but it lends itself to more short-term things. It calls things into question. It makes contractual things like murky. Mercury retrograde makes it murky. And so you've got this shining moment at the beginning of February, where there's more clarity and there's more, long-term based type of energies. So in general, for Taurus, we've had the planets moving through Aquarius, and for you guys, that's not great. It's awkward. It's a square. It's uncomfortable. So in January, you had that going on, and we still have a little bit of that in February. But the planets are moving into Pisces, and that placement is much better for you because that makes a sweet aspect, more harmony, more blessings, and so that's what we want, right? We want more sweetness. So I am really, really hoping that this month will bring more peace and rest. But I would not necessarily say that it won't be busy because Mars is still moving through Sagittarius. And whenever that happens, Sag energy is in this spiral, and Mars is like this border collie energy. If you've ever been around them, they're always amped to have to do something. So, there is quite a bit of busyness that's occurring, but it's hopefully just a little bit less stress and more chill and sweeter because of the combination of the aspects and then being further away from the eclipses. So there's a lot of energy around partnerships. Okay, some of this is general and for everybody, which I'll get into, but some of it has to do with specific Taurus placements and the movement of Mars. Wherever Mars is in your chart, like these houses that I refer to, are fields of experience we have as humans. And as the planets move through those fields of experience, they bring certain things, and that area of your life comes up. Okay, so the area that's being brought up has to do with your deep relationships. It has to do with your financial relationships. It can have to do with investing, inheritances, winning money, debt, credit, taxes, getting a loan, paying off a loan, credit repair. So all of these subjects are things that you might find yourself really hot on this month. Refinancing a loan, for a lower payment or to pay off some things. That is a common energetic manifestation of this period of time of how things are lining up for you. This also can have to do with deepening your relationships, marriages, work partnerships, collaborations of any kind. The draw to connect with others in a deep way is going to be very strong. And from this part of your chart, but also this other part of your chart, this energy of focusing on partnerships is really coming up. Okay, so I'm very excited to talk about this next subject, which has to do with the star goddesses and the feminine voice in astrology. Because if you've noticed in astrology, most of the archetypal energies we talk about are male energies. And this is a carryover of the way that we've done things since the polarity switch was in the male masculine energy. We go through these polarity switches after certain periods of time. And and then that focuses on the male energy, and then when it focuses the other way, it focuses on the female energy, and we go through these pole switches over time. So in the process of a pole switch, where the energy of female, feminine, and balance is coming in as this sort of very strong and loudening force. And that is something that the star goddesses want me to also bring to the astrology arena. So you're going to hear me start sprinkling in the star goddess voice. Okay, so the first lady that wants to speak is Juno. Juno sometimes gets a bad rap. People can associate her with, vengeance and negative things. If you look deep into the mythology, which all of these planets, the mythology is always terrible because I don't know what went on in those times. Everything was just like bad. But a more modern, optimistic self-development representation, or translation of Juno, in my mind, in my experience, is that she's focused on relationships, every aspect of relationship, your relationship to relationships, and not just marriage, key relationships of any kind. So because of the retrograde cycle of Juno, she's in the sign of relationships, Libra, for an extended period of time. This is unusual because from the end of 2019 until September of 2020, Juno is in Libra, okay? The relationship goddess in a relationship sign for an extended period of time. So that means for everyone in the zodiac, key relationships, getting on track with your relationships, getting help from other people, is going to be very, very much in the forefront. And this is no exception for Tauruses. So some of the messages she's sharing is, there are certain places you're stuck. In those things you're stuck in, you need help. In those things you need help in, you need to ask for it or accept it when someone's offering it. There are some signs that are more stubborn than others in doing things their way, in their own way, and doing things themselves. And Taurus is one of those signs. So there are things that can be easier in your life, and Juno is telling you, ask other people or let them help you. You know that they've already offered. So many people have offered, and you've dismissed it. So just say yes. Now, this is true for any area of your life, but Juno is specifically speaking to Taurus in a certain area more loudly. This has to do with your health. You might need to have health practitioners to help you get your health on track. You might need a weight loss coach. You might need someone to help you with your thyroid or whatever other things that are going on. You might need a diet coach. You might need, meditation coach or a yoga teacher or, a specialist, a certain kind of doctor, certain type of diagnostics. You might need help just in your house or from your partner or something. But having to do with your health, your vitality, that's where Juno is specifically speaking to you very loudly. This also can have to do with pets and animals. So we could speak to like equine therapy, or you becoming a practitioner of that, or you getting help in those arenas. Equine therapy is shown to be helpful for many, many, many different maladies. And having some emotional support might be exactly what you need. This can also have to do with decluttering your house, organizing, getting new systems that are streamlined so that you can work less, so you don't have to work as hard as well. And this can also have to do with just basically getting your business going. If you're self-employed or want to be, you might need to collaborate or need other people's support, or you might need to merge with people at work, at your job. Having key relationships within your job might be what Juno is speaking to you about at this time. Okay, so we also have Venus getting ready to move into the 12th house. Now, for those of you who are earlier in the sign, so we'll say like April born Tauruses, or like the first 0 to 9 degrees, if you're watching for your moon in Taurus or rising Taurus, this is going to be starting right from the beginning of February for you all. For the May born Tauruses, or the 10 to 29 degrees, this is going to happen for you this month as well. It's just going to be staggered by a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on exactly where your placement is. The later you are in the sign, the longer it will take to get there. And what this represents is, it could be clandestine relationships, either of a romantic nature or like business, like getting quiet and in the backdrop. It could, like negotiating quietly. It could have to do with somebody working on your behalf, unbeknownst to you. This can have to do with working with your money or finding things of value in your attic, in your basement, going in the recesses to find things of value, and working with money or love in the backdrop is a major theme that is coming up for this time. And this can also have to do with just like taking quiet space and relaxing and resting after all of the changes that are coming, like kind of a little trip or a little quiet time in between all of the things that are happening. This can also mean that you have to bring some of your life and your relationships into a more private setting. So if you're very public on social media, it might require you to go a little bit more inward or to reevaluate some of those pieces, or anything like that. Okay, so we've got a strong focus on your business and your work and your place out in the world. Those of you who are retired, this could have something to do with your father. And if you're not retired, like everybody's father, dad, father figures, authority, bosses are being brought in. So they may need help. You might need help from them. Something having to do with healing authority issues could be coming up. Asking for raises, recognition, things like that are really good ideas now, especially that first week. But you can follow your flow. If your review isn't until later in the month, you can push it through there. So there also could be some key ties where something that you need, someone is going to introduce you to a person to do that. Okay, so back to this thing with Juno, but then there's also showing up in another area of your chart for different reasons where you might have to have, like if someone said, oh, I know someone that does this certain thing, or this person I know can help you. Those are the kind of things to like have really loud in your ears, because at this time, your social connections can take you very far, make things easier for you, and bring things to you that you've been looking for. So this could be really critical. Mercury goes retrograde February 16th. Every day that we move closer there, these contracts and these, things can have more confusion. It doesn't mean you can't do anything. It just means that you have to look at the fine print more. You might not have all the information. And the energy towards the end of March, if you can't do it like in early February, trying to like have a temporary bridge arrangement or something until the end of March, we'll have a little pop-up of energy where we can, kind of have a little space between the retrograde energies will occur again then. So if there are things that you had to push through and they're not quite ready, then look to that time, like the last few days of March, the first few days of April will be a really, really good launching point for the things that you weren't able to take care of in this month. In general, a lot of sweetness this month for all signs, but some extra special things for Taurus because of those Pisces placements, making kisses to your Taurus placements. Remember, when Pisces placements move through and connect with your Taurus placement or placements, it's a 60-degree angle that sometimes requires you to actually do something with it. Sometimes I see these angles go by and people will say, well, nothing really happened or whatever. And sometimes you have to, like, I call it the ingredients on a counter type of angle. They come in, you've got the ingredients there when you have to actually make the meal. So look for those things that need a little bit of energy on your part to be the alchemical ingredient to getting to the outcome that you desire. But in general, hopefully those eclipses went well. You might still get some news in from them because of the sweet angles you had. I'm hoping that those were smooth and easy. I guess depending on your personal placements in your chart, there's variables. I can't see that from here, but just from the straight Taurus placements, you definitely had more of a chance than other people in the zodiac to have positive things from that. Hopefully this time is a time you can catch your breath from the changes that happened, a little pause where you can reflect and, think a little bit about moving forward or before moving forward. A little awkwardness with the Aquarius planets, but I think those are offset by a lot of support in the stars, a lot of energy in Taurus, a lot of energy in Capricorn, that's still making things be able to click and gel for Taurus. Uranus moving through your sign, it's going to be there for a while. This can bring a lot of changes, but it can also bring like cracks to the matrix of things that weren't working out, because this is actually a nice angle for you. So you might notice that things that you've been working on for a while might start gelling. So I hope that happens. If you want to have more information, I do a write-up that has all of the sweet dates, and the aspects, all the salty dates and aspects, what the aspects are, what you can expect from them, in a write-up a month early, delivered to your inbox when you sign up for at AnnieHelpsYou.com, my free email newsletter. You also get my 28-day virtual coaching program called Shine for free, and you can access those resources however long you want and just keep going back to them. So you get access to that when you sign up for the newsletter. Plus you get the write-up in your inbox so that you have more information. And this February edition of the newsletter has a special edition about the retrogrades, of debunking myths about the retrogrades and ways to prepare yourself to use this rest of the year in the best ways. You can get written horoscopes by me at cozybysweetstarlight.com. The links that I'm talking about are underneath the videos as well, so you can see them there if you don't catch them when I'm giving them to you verbally. I do written horoscopes a month early at cozybysweetstarlight.com, as well as lifestyle blogs and astrology kissed blogs like maximizing the sun's movement through this sign, tea for the movement through this sign, herbal teas. It's a beautiful site. Definitely check it out. If you'd like to be a professional astrologer or just use astrology for your own purposes for self-development or helping your relationships, then definitely go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com, or go to anniehelpsyou.com and you can link to it there. That is my very crazy comprehensive course. I have almost 100 modules in this course. Study at your own pace, build over time, learning the lessons with visuals and all kinds of guides to help you use astrology in whatever way you want to. If you want to go from ground zero to being a professional astrologer, the course can help you with that as well. And if you've already been studying, it will definitely give you more depth and enrichment to what you already know. So I hope to see you in my course. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.